In news tonight, the outgoing police commissioner confirms details on ex-Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson, a streak of tragedy in Grand Bahama, and the Free National Movement firing some words at the Davis administration. Details on these stories and more coming up in tonight's newscast. Everyone, and Happy New Year. I'm Adama Williams, and as usual, it's certainly a pleasure to have you with us. As the new year rolls in, the saga continues surrounding the investigation of former Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson. Outgoing Police Commissioner Clayton Fernandez confirming that the former police chief alongside his attorney was arrested about 2 to 3 weeks ago in connection with the incriminating voice notes leaked to the public late last year. Although Fernandez confirmed that both men have been released pending further investigations, he emphasized that the Royal Bahamas Police Force has worked diligently to further put the pieces together.
Excellent job. I know the public was hounding the police, but we do diligence. That's what we did. And it was a thorough, it was a complex as we probe into the investigation. It's not just the voice note. It goes beyond just the voice note.
Fernandez also stated that after further investigations, a number of other high-ranking officers have been implicated and emphasized that investigations into the matter are ongoing.
The investigators took their time, and that's how we got to where we are today. We want to throw the net at the end of the day, not only looking at one individual, but as we probe during the investigation, we find that a number of other officers were implicated in the matter. So that's where we are with respect to the investigation.
Despite the fact that the voice notes in question were released last year, former police superintendent Michael Johnson's resignation was not officially announced until Tuesday. However, outgoing police commissioner Fernandez emphasized that the Royal Bahamas Police Force will continue to do its due diligence in thoroughly investigating this matter. In other crime news, Grand Bahama not off to a good start for the year with a nearly $10 million drug bust, a traffic fatality, and an attempted suicide case. Yesterday, police there conducted a joint operation with the Bahamas Customs Department and U.S. counterparts, resulting in the seizure of a large quantity of suspected dangerous drugs. According to the initial report, sometime around 1:30 p.m., the team searched a container at a local port and discovered a substantial amount of suspected cocaine. No arrests were made in this discovery, but the suspected drugs totaled 498 packages with an estimated weight of 1,277 pounds. The estimated street value was $9,960,000. Also on Grand Bahama yesterday was the scene of a deadly three-car collision. It happened around 6:10 p.m. on Queens Highway. The accident involved 3 vehicles, a white Nissan Cube driven east by a woman who had her infant child, a Nissan Fuga driven west by a man who had 2 women with him, and a gray Nissan Cube driven east by a man. The vehicles collided, resulting in one of them becoming engulfed in flames. Fire services responded and extinguished the blaze. All occupants sustained injuries and were transported by ambulance for medical treatment. Despite medical efforts, the little boy later succumbed to injuries at a local clinic, while the other victims remained in stable condition at the hospital. Investigation continues. This was the second traffic fatality in the Bahamas for 2025. Grand Bahama Police also investigating a case of attempted suicide that happened in South Bahama yesterday. Police were alerted to the incident shortly before 5 p.m. Initial reports indicate that family members reported that they discovered their relative, a woman unconscious at her residence, suffering from what appeared to be a self-inflicted injury. The 21-year-old allegedly consumed a quantity of alcohol and various over-the-counter medications. She was transported to the hospital in a private vehicle where she is in serious condition. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us. More of the latest news after this break.